Xiaomi's new flagship, the Mi 5, is now in India. At 24,999, Indians are getting the 3GB RAM plus 32GB storage version. This is also the first phone in India to be running the Qualcomm Snapdragon 820 processor. That's the latest processor from Qualcomm. On paper, the Xiaomi Mi 5 has great specs, but does it live up to the hype? Here's our review. So what's good with the Mi 5? First up, it has to be the design. It's an incredibly light and thin phone. As far as flagships go, this looks pretty good. It's compact and it will easily fit into your pocket. Also, if you'll notice, the camera doesn't jut out on the back like it does with other premium devices. As far as design goes, I'd say Xiaomi's done a top-notch job with this one. The other thing about the Mi 5 that really stands out has to be the display. It's got a 5.15-inch full HD display and it's very good quality. The colors are very vivid, crisp. The blacks are really deep. And be it your binge watching session of Netflix, or if you're browsing the web, or even HD gaming, the Mi 5 screen is really good and will live up to the promise. So in terms of general performance, the Mi 5 has been topping the benchmark tests all across. The India version of the phone is slightly underclocked compared to the more premier versions of this device, but that doesn't mean the performance is compromised in any way. I use this as my primary device for nearly a week and it works just fine. The phone can handle almost all tasks without, giving any problems. On the battery front, the Mi 5 has a 3000 mAh battery and it should easily last you 10 to 12 hours. However, because it supports Type-C USB charging, I would recommend that you carry that charging cable with you at all times. There are some issues with the performance as far as overheating goes. The first unit I got from Xiaomi had to be sent back because when I was using the camera, it was hitting 43 degrees Celsius, and that's unacceptable as a user. In this one too, a 15-20 minute session of gaming is enough to cause it to cross 40, and Xiaomi needs to figure out a software update to fix this. The second issue that I have with the Mi 5 is around the camera. I'm not saying this is a bad camera. Yeah, in daylight situations, even say with, if you're out for dinner with friends and you're taking pictures, the Mi 5 does the job and it does give pretty decent and good results, I would say. However, I faced issues focusing with this device, and also I feel that it has a tendency to oversaturate colors like reds and pinks. And yes, it does struggle a bit in low light to capture detail. So this Mi 5 unit comes with a MIUI 7 on Android 6, but it's a beta build and that's prone to some bugs. For instance, the fingerprint scanner is a bit of a hit and miss on this. In the last unit, the camera app crashed twice for me. And I feel that Xiaomi needs to, smoothen out these glitches. Also, because it's Android 6, I expect features like permissions, Google Now on tap, but those are not here. And that's a bit of a letdown. So what's the competition like for the Mi 5? Given the 24,999 price tag, it'll have to be all those mid-range phones that we've seen get launched, such as the OnePlus 2, the Moto X Style, and perhaps even the Nexus 6P. Let's not forget that Xiaomi has packed this with top-end specs and is selling it at a mid-range pricing. It's likely to heat up the competition in the Indian market. So what's our verdict for the Mi 5? Well, on paper, the specs are too good to be true, and yes, it has a lot going for it as well. The design is very good, it does perform very well, and yes, the camera is good in certain settings. However, there are issues with the overall experience. For instance, the heating is a major problem, the focusing with the camera is another concern, and until Xiaomi fixes those, I can't call this the perfect smartphone.